All right, so it is November 20th. November 20th. It is about, I don't even know what time it is. Let me see. It's 3:47 p.m. November 20th. It's Friday. I'm so emotional. I've been emotional all day. So my stepdad has coronavirus and he's inside the house. I'm taking care of him. It's very overwhelming. It's more overwhelming than I even imagined. I'm so sentimental right now because it's just been a lot going on. And I feel like there's so much that I want to say. And there's just so many feelings that I'm feeling right now. I'm emotional. I'm scared. I'm worried. I have fear. Fear for myself, for my children. It's just something that I feel like you just don't know the severity of it until you really experience it or until you're really put in the situation. So my stepdad, we don't know how he got it. And let me start off by this. My stepdad is 76 years old. He is an old man. He's so basically I'm going to tell you how this all started, okay? From how I watched it start, cuz like I said, we're living in the same house. So excuse me guys, excuse me. So if you notice that me and my son aren't on our YouTube channel, then I'm assuming if you watch this, you already know why. So November 7th was a day that my stepdad went out on an outing. And I don't know if it was a club or a bar that he went to, but it was something in that. It was a restaurant, a club, a bar, something at night. And all I know is that he went out with someone and they brought him back home and they were out pretty much all night. When he came back home, he seemed like he was fine. He didn't show no symptoms right away. It was about 3 days later that I noticed that he started coughing a lot inside the house. And at first I didn't think that, I didn't just jump to assume that it was a coronavirus because, you know, all of you guys or us that have older grandparents, older parents and stuff like that, you know, sometimes how they can get when they're sick. Sometimes they just have that cough. So at first I didn't just jump to assume that it was coronavirus. At first I was thinking maybe, well, he was out all night and it was cold. So maybe he just, you know, he's getting a cold, he's getting sick. But of course they say that's how it starts. Then I noticed after the couple days of him coughing, it just seemed like he was just coughing and coughing, and he was still active. He was still normal. Nothing changed right away besides the coughing. And then after the coughing occurred 3 or 4 days, then that's when one morning he was calling me early in the morning. That morning when I woke up, it was about 7 a.m. He had told me, he came out his room and he told me that he was having a hard time breathing, that he felt like he couldn't breathe. After he told me that he couldn't breathe, then that's when I still didn't feel like I didn't want to jump to it. But then after he told me that he couldn't breathe, then it was like the next day later, the next 2 days, then that's when he told me that he was feeling really weak. And when I asked him what he mean by weak, he just felt like he wasn't feeling normal, like he felt very weak. So he had a doctor's appointment at 2 p.m. that day. So I was like, okay, well, this is your primary care doctor you're going to at 2 o'clock. When you go, you need to make sure that you're telling him what symptoms you're having and everything like that. Well, when he went to the doctor at 2 o'clock, that's when he was in the office lobby and I dropped him off. And far as I know, he had fainted inside the office lobby. So they admitted him to the hospital. When they admitted him to the hospital, that's when I was calling all day. First off, you can't go inside the hospital because of all the COVID that's going on right now. So they're not letting, you can't go visit patients. You can't go sit by their side. You can't do any of that right now. And that's kind of hard, you know? And so when that happened, I was calling the hospital all day. It was like 3 o'clock, he was inside the hospital. I called all day, every hour, trying to see if I could get results, if I could speak to his nurse, if I could speak to just anyone. All of a sudden, finally, they got permission to give me his results, which was 9 p.m. that night. When they gave me his results, they then told me that they had COVID, checked him, and that he was positive. When they told me he was positive, I didn't know what to think. Like, I was really scared. A lot of thoughts was running through my mind. I was shaking. That same night that they told me that he had COVID, they said that he was breathing okay, that I could come pick him up the next hour or two. And I was kind of confused as to why I was rushing to pick him up instead of them watching over him with oxygen, considering that he was having a hard time breathing and that he's 76 years old. And, you know, I just thought when they're older that they watch them a little more before sending them right off. And I understand the hospital has a lot of COVID patients at the moment. So, you know, I'm just trying to take everything into consideration. But basically that happened and they let him out. So then my stepdad has no one else except for me. Like, I'm the only person that my stepdad has left to tend to him, to take care of him, to be there for him. And like I said, he's 76 years old. And so when that happened, basically I had to go get him. So I went to go get him. I picked him up from the hospital. They made sure that they put 2 masks on him, what they call the hospital mask, so that the droplets don't come out. And I'm not gonna lie, the whole time I was sitting in the car with him, I was so nervous. I was so scared. Like, it's just so scary because you just, like, when you see someone that actually has it for real, like right there in front of you, it's just like, you're like, you know, because you're just so scared. You don't know, like, you don't know. It's just so many ways of how they say catching it, so many ways that it gets around, it lingers, and it's just, you don't know what to believe. You don't know what's true. You don't know how like lingering, or how, we all know it's harmful, but you start thinking of all these things. Well, they ended up letting him out. That was November 16th that he got diagnosed, and they said he had coronavirus. Was November 16th. Today is November 20th. Yesterday was November 19th. So yesterday he was sleeping, and it was 4 a.m. in the morning, 4 o'clock. And I just could hear him coughing and coughing inside the room and just coughing. I woke up because I have to listen for him. And in between all of this, I know it's a lot that I'm saying, but it's just, at this point, since he's came back from the hospital, he's been quarantining inside his room by himself. It's frustrating because I feel like I've been spraying so much stuff, like spraying everything. I've been spraying the air. I've been leaving doors, windows open. I've been washing my hands. Like, I always wash my hands, but I've been washing my hands more than I ever thought I've ever had to wash my hands ever before. Like, I've been literally, like, if I run out of gloves, I use plastic bags and tie them around my arms, my hands, because I have to feed him. I have to check on him. I have to do everything through the door. And when I'm opening the door, I'm literally spraying bottles right there in the air, like when I'm opening the door. And I'm just so nervous that I don't know, like, you know, like, I'm trying to protect my safety for my best and for my children as well, because I do have a toddler and then I have my 11-year-old. And a lot of people, they think like, oh, she's probably crazy for doing this. You know, she probably should have walked out, or, you know, and then I have those people that's like, oh, you're crazy for being there. But it's like, when you truly love and care about someone, especially that means something to you, you don't just walk away and leave them. You don't just get up and leave him in a house by himself when I know he's 76 years old. I understand he has COVID. I know that it has risk. I know it's harmful, but how would I feel if I just walked out of here and left him here to pass by himself, knowing that no one else would tend to him? That's just not me. But anyways, 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I heard him coughing and coughing and coughing and coughing again. And it just sounded almost as if he was choking. So I called him on his phone and I asked him if he was okay. And he started freaking out and he told me that he couldn't breathe. When he told me that he couldn't breathe, they gave him an inhaler. So when he couldn't breathe, he's supposed to take the inhaler. But I guess this time, as far as paramedics said, that when he took the inhaler this time, that I guess the inhaler has something in it where when you pump it, I forgot the name that they called it, but it's some type of medicine or something that they have in it that when you pump it, it can make you jittery. And my stepdad's already nervous, so I don't know. I just felt like he was choking and it sounded like he was like, and I hate to use these words because I don't ever want to like say someone's dying, but it literally sounded like he was dying inside there. And that's how I woke up. And so when I called him, he told me that he couldn't breathe. He's like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And when he told me that he couldn't breathe, you know, I was scared. I was panicking at this moment. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm supposed to open the door and go inside there and help him. But then, you know, I am a single mother. I have 2 children. I have a toddler too. So it's like I'm forced to think in between my kids, to think in between his safety, our safety. So I'm just trying to do everything the best way that I can, but it's just getting very overwhelming, very overwhelming. And so when he told me that he couldn't breathe again, that's when paramedics, he told me to call paramedics. I called paramedics. Paramedics came, checked his vital signs and everything. They rushed him to the hospital. When they took him to the hospital, they said all his vital signs was good all over again, that he was okay, that basically I feel like as long as you're breathing, like you're not literally dying right then and there, I feel like they're not really going to keep you in the hospital. They're going to send you back home for someone to take care of you. So then it came to that point again where they called me again 20 minutes later and was like, he's okay, come pick him up. It was the inhaler that made him jittery. So you need to come get him and let him be at home and just finish taking care of him. Make sure he keeps his window open. He's taking his medications. He's drinking a lot of water. He's eating healthy. All these things that we already know that we're supposed to do. So then again, the next day, it's November 20th. He doesn't seem like he's getting better. I'm really concerned. I'm really worried. I don't know what to think next. I don't know what to believe, you know. But I know just about 20 minutes ago, he was having the same problem again and he was panicking. And I know he gets really scared, and just the look that he gives me when he feels like he's gonna pass away is like the worst feeling ever. And that's what really hits me, because he's so scared and he's 76. And it's like, you know, when you're at that age, some people aren't scared of death, but you have those people that are really scared of death. Like, they don't want to die. They don't want to know what it feels like to die. They don't know what's on the other side of death. They don't know where they're going to go when they die. They don't know. And I think that's his biggest fear, you know. And like I said, like, I'm his stepdaughter, you know. I'm not blood. I'm just his stepdaughter, but I still truly, genuinely love and care for him. You know, I just couldn't leave him here by himself like that. And I don't know, it's just getting very overwhelming for me because of the kids, me here, me being put in this situation. And it's just a lot going on. And I don't know, I just feel like I don't want to ramble so much and so much and so much about it, because it's a lot to explain. And it's like I'm trying to pick up pieces from here and then here. And I don't want to start going all over the place with this. But I just, you know, my main thing is I have to just keep praying. You know, I pray. I keep the faith. I read the Bible continuously all day throughout the day. I'm more scared than I have ever been, and anyone and everyone that knows me knows that I am a very positive person. I mean, I'm a very strong woman. I've been through a lot. Like, let me tell you, I've been through a lot, but I have never thought in a million years that I would experience this. And I am saying it in this video because, of course, I have a YouTube channel. Me and my son barely just started that, 2 months ago, almost 3 months ago. So, of course, to our subscribers that we do have now, if you don't see us post, me and E, anytime in the next 2 weeks, you know that we're going through a very overwhelming and difficult time. So, thank you for your patience. And second of all, I just, besides being overwhelmed and everything, it's taking a real toll on me. It's taking a toll on me, on the house, the children, just everything. So I don't know. I don't know what happens from here. I don't know what happens next. But I'm just going to stay strong. And I just want to share this video because for a lot of you that, you really don't think coronavirus is that severe, or you don't think it's real, or you haven't lost anyone yet, or you don't know anyone that experienced it yet. So maybe it's not in front of your own eyes for you to see or to know how severe it really is. It really is. So people that have lost someone because of coronavirus, people that have been infected, people that, and I'm not anyone to judge anyone, but it really makes me look differently at the people that's still going out, hanging out, having fun, clubbing, wanting to go to the club, just chilling, throwing house parties and all that, because you guys can sit there and think it's all cool and everything, but until it really happens to someone you truly love, one of your siblings, someone inside your house is the most fearfulest thing, because we don't have nowhere else to go right now. I don't have nowhere else to go. I can't just leave him here by himself and then what? You know what I mean? So I just ask that you guys just keep us in your prayers. Just wish us well. And I guess that's all I have to say for right now. And just everyone, just please wear your mask. Take it serious. It's very serious. It is, let me tell you, it is very serious. Like, I always thought I was going to still be making pranks, challenges, and vlogs and all that right now, but that is the least from my mind right now. That is the least of my concern. Like, if I don't make a video in a week or two, I don't even think it would bother me right now, because I'm just so emotional, so overwhelmed, and it's just so much to handle. Like, and like I said, it's so many thoughts going through my mind, and then I have my stepdad there, and then he's telling me that he doesn't believe he's gonna make it, that he thinks he's gonna pass away. Like, just yesterday, literally, guys, just yesterday, I heard him inside his room praying to God, telling God he was sorry for things that he has done. And one thing too is, you have to, before you pass, or when you know that you're on the urge of getting sick and it's a possibility you can pass, you have to try to get your life right with God. You really do, because you don't want to wait till it's too late. And I hate to say it, but you should never want to try to wait till it's too late to try and repent to God when you know that it's that time. That's something we should just do genuinely. That's something we should, because, I mean, people can say we're here from apes, we're here from monkeys, scientific theory, no, everyone knows it's some type of higher power. Everyone knows that it's something. And I don't want to say it's something, but I'm saying because other people believe in what they believe in. Everybody has their own religion that they believe in and that they believe in. And me personally, I believe in God. I believe Jesus is the Son. And I believe that we all, I mean, like, I hear a lot of people on my Facebook and stuff like that saying that this is a chance that God is giving a lot of people to repent of their sins and stuff like that. There's going to be evil in the world because, I mean, there was sin from when Adam and Eve ate off the tree. Those of you that think the Bible isn't real, you don't think that Jesus is real, I hate for you to feel like that or think like that, but God and Jesus is definitely real. And I do put my faith in God. I do believe in God. I just, I know that we're supposed to keep faith, but I know that when it's time, when God has his time for someone to go, it's their time. And I just pray that if it's my stepdad's time, I just pray that God gives me the strength to bear. And if it's not, I just pray that he just heals him. And I just can't tell what's going to happen from here, but keep us in our prayers. And you guys, I got to go, and I'll keep you updated.